What is going on, guys? I just went live. Looks like we got a new Joe Lenardi. Bracketology. That thing jump scared me. But I'm going to be reacting to this bracketology that just came out today, 9:30 a.m. I did do a bubble video, but I don't think this was updated. What's going on, guys? You've got Tennessee winning it all. You know, Tennessee is I would say one of the 6 or 7 teams that I would pick to win it all as well. Purdue, see, this is always so dumb. Why they do this? These things are not even remotely related. The first overall seed, and then it immediately jumps to the first team out. I never understood this setup that they do at ESPN. Let me actually see if I can move this up slightly. Yeah, let me move that up slightly. Just watched part 1 of your massive 363 team bracket. That was an interesting project. That didn't last long. It didn't make it very far. But I am going to be reacting to this. And if you do have a question on a team, I'll do a deep dive on a team if you've got a question. Like, you want me to I'll look at Auburn in a second. Yeah, Auburn's interesting. I saw some analytics on Auburn that were very good, but personally, I don't think I'm going to have Auburn going deep this year. Colorado State, TCU, Mississippi State, Seton Hall, just all average teams, let's be honest. Villanova in a play-in game, New Mexico, St. John's, Virginia, Providence, Colorado, Iowa, Utah, yeah. I believe Joe Lenardi does have Tennessee as a 1 seed now. That was one of the things he changed. Yeah, Tennessee going out west to Los Angeles, which may not be a... Wait, Charlotte? How is that west if it's Charlotte? Good evening, RB. I see you a lot, RB, on these streams, basically. You've got Houston winning it. Yeah, Houston is a respectable pick, man. But I am going to do some deep dives. We'll take a look at Auburn. I mean, Auburn's unbelievably analytic in terms of their analytics. They're 5th overall. So you would say certainly they're a type of team you would want to pick. The loss to Kentucky only scoring 59 points. A loss to Tennessee, that's not terrible. Yeah, they've been on an amazing run recently. Auburn has. Let me look at their 14th offense, 8th defense. Not a great 3-point shooting team. Auburn has a really good resume. They have a really good resume. How you been, man? I'm talking to my younger self. You got my... I see you got the... yeah, that picture was taken at Cedar Point, man. There's a little fun fact for you. Thoughts on South Florida and if they should be in consideration for an at-large? Oh, yeah, I like South Florida a lot. I think South Florida should be in no matter what, honestly. See, this thing's lagging. The reason this is lagging, I think, is because this is going to be is there a way for me to, like, it's because I have this fucking bird's eye thing pulled up. Hold on. I think I know why it was lagging. All right, there we go. Yeah, I'll take a look at South Florida, man. Oh, it's still fucking lagging. I think I have too many tabs pulled up on my other screen. South Florida. Jesus Christ. Dude, I can't find South Florida. Dude, I don't know, honestly, with South Florida. Jesus Christ, they're 93rd. Holy shit. Yeah, South Florida's going to have to win their conference, man. They're going to have to win their conference. There's no way. There's no way they can make it without winning their conference. They're not getting an at-large. Washington State fraudulent. Yeah, Washington State is, listen, I think Washington State's a good story. I think they can win a game in the tournament. Washington State and Nebraska, I would consider both of those teams to win a game. I don't think either of them make the Sweet 16. But you can't lose to Washington and then Washington fires their head coach. What if Indiana State lost in the semis? Probably not. No, and if they lost in the semis, I don't think they would get one. I mean, if you look right now, they've got like a 29% chance at a at-large bid. So I'm thinking if they make the conference championship, they might have a chance. Baylor fan, Mr. Video Gamer, what's up, man? How much are you paying YouTube to platform yourself? You don't have to pay YouTube anything, brother. It's just up to the algorithm to push your content. I guess you could pay for promoted, but it would show up as promoted, which is, I don't recommend people doing that because I've never done that, but I can imagine that it'll probably hurt your overall analytics or your overall, like, withstanding in the algorithm. UConn back-to-back? I don't think so, man. You have UConn. I just don't think they can go back-to-back. I think they might make the Final Four. You have educated my friend in how terrible DePaul is. Yeah, DePaul is horrible, man. When you look at the group of 6, DePaul is terrible. You like South Florida to make an Elite 8 run? I mean, it's possible. It depends on how it sets up for them. But South Florida needs to win their conference. Golden Gamer, what's up, man? Do you think Ohio State can make it in? They have to beat Rutgers, which honestly, I'm not convinced they'll beat Rutgers, but they have to beat Rutgers and they'd have to win 2 games in. I think if they beat Rutgers and win 2 games in the Big Ten tournament, which might be hard, it depends if they get in that. Because you know how the Big Ten tournament does it with you get a double bye, a single bye, and then no bye? Really, Ohio State should want to be in that first game where they're facing like the 12 seed. Or what is it, like 11 versus 14, 12 versus 13? They should want to be in that game. They should not want to bye because they need as many wins as possible. So they would want to be in that shitty game against like Michigan or whoever, like 11 versus 14. But I actually don't think they're going to get into it. If they beat Rutgers, I think Rutgers will move below them. But they have to win 2 games in the Big Ten Conference tournament at least. Last year you were fairly high on Creighton. Well, it seems like Creighton really doesn't do anything in the tournament. Creighton and Marquette are very similar to me. And Creighton was very shaky early this year. Here, we're going to just... oh my god, this thing, dude. We're just going to go to... Marquette is 9th. Creighton is 12th. I think Creighton might have started off the year bad. That might have soured me on them. Well, they had a bad performance against Colorado State. Other than that, and UNLV. Yeah, I mean, Creighton has a good team. There's no doubt about it. They do have a good team. They really don't force literally no turnovers. And they very rarely get to the line. That's an interesting profile. Which Big East bubble teams do you think make it? Seton Hall, Villanova, St. John's, Providence. I'm guessing... St. John's is hard. The way they said they were going to grade St. John's, they were treating the Big East tournament like they were home games for St. John's. So if St. John's wins a lot of tournament games, those are like home games for them, so they don't mean as much. It's very strange. But St. John's, I would imagine, I think St. John's is a pure first 4 team. They've got first four written all over them. I don't think Providence makes it. Seton Hall is probably a first 4 team. Villanova probably doesn't make it. That's how I would go there. Do you want me to post this on Discord? I mean, you can if you want, dude. Is DePaul worse than Georgetown? Yeah, DePaul is significantly worse than Georgetown. tried shorts linking to long form. I did do shorts for a little bit. You know, I did shorts maybe for like a week or so. Dude, it's just like, I would need someone else to do shorts for me. I'm not sitting there and fucking doing the shorts. I just can't. It is laziness, but I mean, the shorts, you know how the YouTube shorts are. If you're going to get one that like blows up and gets 1 million views. I mean, there was a fucking TikTok video that somebody just freaking screen recorded from one of my 9/11 videos and it got 900K views. But that's how short form content is. And it is very hard to bring those viewers over. But I know what you're saying. If you link it, you can link the video into it. There's ways to do it. Watching Red Eagle Politics, someone mentioned me in a super chat. Someone mentioned me on another YouTube live stream. That's an interesting, that's good promotion. You should see where 2 Temple players got busted for fixing college basketball games with the mob. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Why is App State ranked poorly? Oh, they are very solid defensively. Well, they're a group of 5, or excuse me, they're a mid-major team, so they're not going to be ranked high. They're obviously going to be underdogs. They're going to be a 13 seed, but they could upset a 4 seed. UConn is 5 of 6 titles when making the Final Four, though. Yeah, I mean, I don't put a lot of historical, I don't really think that that's a guarantee they're going to win it, though. Just because they're 5 out of 6 in the past, however many years. McNeese or Sanford gets in without winning their conference. No. Sanford has to win. McNeese actually analytically is decent. I think they're like McNeese. Yeah, McNeese has got to win as well, I think. Yeah, the only one that you could argue might get in like from that list is Indiana State. I refuse to click on any video that has promoted sponsor ad. Yeah, it's always cringe when you see that. But they've actually done a better job of hiding where it says sponsor, which makes sense. I mean, obviously, it's going to turn people off because people will click on videos if they're organically recommended to them. But then if they see, it's just like when you go on Google, how bad has Google gotten with Google searching? The first 5 links are sponsors. Something's going to have to replace Google. That's what I was thinking. Like, what is the next big thing that actually replaces Google? Because it's so bad now. It's like unusable. The first 5 links are all sponsored links when you go to type something in. Like you type in a question. Southland is terrible. There are a lot of bad conferences. Is St. John's making March Madness? Yeah, they'll be a first 4 team. Marquette could lose to a 15 seed and in North Carolina. I think Marquette will win their game. The vision with Marquette last year. I'm an entertainer. Yeah, I remember that, man. That was a forced thing. You were the guy who sent me, dude. I hate those fucking things. You sent me something like that. I'm not gonna look at that. But I love the Alien movies, I'll tell you that much. Make a video on how weird Chicago State's. Yeah, dude, that's what I said I was going to do, but I just don't know if there's with the thing with Chicago State, there's not enough content to make that an actual video. But I understand the catchy title of Chicago State having a weird schedule. Can Ohio State get an at-large by winning 2 or 3 conference? Yeah. If they win, they have to beat Rutgers and then they win 2. I think they'll get in because then they'll be 21-13. They'll be 21-13, and their analytics match up with all these other teams. They're all the same. They're all just conjumbled. There's really no like, oh, this team's guaranteed to, this team that's on the bubble is guaranteed to be in. Marquette Cinderella run as a 2 seed? How many Big East teams will make the tourney when it's all said and done? Let's take a look at the Big East. One, two, three. So I would say, obviously, these 3 are in guaranteed. I think St. John's makes it as first 4. That's 4. And then one of these 2 teams will make it. So they'll get 5 teams in. I don't think Providence makes it. Butler, no, it's not happening. One of Villanova or Seton Hall. Yeah, Marquette will be a 2 or a 3 seed. That, yeah, they can't really be a Cinderella, but I would be very surprised if they actually did make like a Final Four run. Thoughts on Pitt? Oh, Pitt's been amazing recently. That's a good pick right there. Yeah, I think Pittsburgh. I mean, these teams are all the same in terms of analytics. They're all right around the same area, but Pittsburgh's been really good recently, really good. Win over Florida State, dominant fashion. Win over Boston College on the road. Very favorable matchup with NC State at home. You obviously have to win that game. Right now, they've got 26% chance to get in. Certainly, if they win 2 games in the ACC tournament, I mean, the ACC tournament is honestly winnable. I don't think they're going to win it, but yeah, I could see Pitt making it. As me being a Michigan fan, it's been such a hard year. I mean, your football team, I think Michigan fans are not too angry about this. Obviously, if the football was not as good, it'd be different. But, I mean, Michigan basketball has been terrible. Woke up at 6 a.m. to the worst hailstorm. Yeah, we had some really strange weather about a few weeks ago. I never seen a temperature drop like I saw a few weeks ago. I was getting coffee in the morning, and it was like 68 degrees. And then I went out at night. And it like at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was like 25 degrees. It was snowing. I think Oklahoma State will fire their head coach. I don't know, man. Has anyone ever told you your voice sounds like Ron DeSantis? No. No one's told me that. Illinois makes a run this year finally. Yeah, I like Illinois. Dude, I was watching. I was watching like a bracket reveal, and someone was on CBS. They were like Illinois. They were pronouncing the S. I was like, how the hell does that happen on live TV? YouTube has become pretty insufferable, but it's still the best platform. Yeah, no, dude. It's not even close. YouTube is by far like try and use those other. Well, I mean, Kick is a streaming platform, But if you compare YouTube to Rumble, dude, Rumble has like the media player that YouTube had in 2010. Like, it's not even because YouTube has the analytics. They're held up by Google. I mean, it's $1 billion thing they're running, and their analytics are just like looking at their analytics compared to Rumble's analytics. Oh my god, it's not even close. Thoughts on SIU Edwardsville? You're trolling me with that. Is Hawaii a major disadvantage? At a major disadvantage in basketball? Yeah, because of the travel. I mean, imagine Hawaii's good in basketball. That would be surprising. Do you think the Big East was good? Well, I mean, they have UConn. They've got Creighton, Marquette. It's not. The Big East was really bad for a few years there. Could you see the West Coast getting 3 teams in if San Francisco wins the conference? Yeah, then they would get 3 teams in. Because I don't see any way Gonzaga doesn't get in now. Even if, they lose to whoever. Yeah, Illinois does have a really high tempo offense. Really impressive offense. Who do you think will get the Louisville job? Probably they'll go after like Dusty May from Florida Atlantic. I'm not familiar with who the other candidates are though. But yeah, I mean they need to fire him. Obviously, that's crazy. Thoughts on Florida making a deep run? Yeah, I think Florida's going to be a very popular pick. I'm interested in just looking at something like this and seeing what Florida's draw would be. Let's see. Let's try and find Florida. What would they be, like a 6 seed at this point? Well, see, I'm having issues with tonight with these teams. It's just like, what are they in the first 4 or something? All right, there. Oh, that would actually be a very tragic situation because a lot of people like South Florida, but yeah, that's you're facing a team like South Florida, and then you get Creighton in the second round. and then you get possibly Duke. I don't like that draw for Florida. That's not a great draw, but I mean they could get a completely different draw. I mean they could be a 6 seed here and then take on Baylor. Well, I mean I think Arizona's a good 2 seed as well. Do you think they will ever come out with a new college basketball video game? Yeah, that would be awesome, man. I mean, that would be, because you'd have March Madness tournaments and stuff, and you could do, but it doesn't make as much money. You have to understand, it doesn't make nearly as much money as the football. It was actually losing money. That's why they stopped doing it. They stopped the basketball in 2010. The football still went on to 2014 or whatever. How many Mountain West teams do you think will get in? Yeah, the New Mexico is, I think the Mountain West is going to lose a lot in the first round of the tournament because they're going to have a lot of, like, mediocre seeds, you know? And they really struggle in the tournament normally. The Mountain West. Let's have a look at the Mountain West. I know the one team on the bubble. People are talking about UNLV possibly getting in. UNLV does play... You know, I'll tell you what, the one team that's a fraud is Boise State. I would not pick Boise State. I saw something on Boise State. They don't beat anyone that's good. Yeah, man, Lincoln Riley. I mean, dude, Vortex, you're gonna get me about 30 minutes behind the chat if we actually start talking about that type of stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I will start. That was a crazy, funny moment, man. You think Boise State could have a good run in the tournament if they make it? I'm not a fan of Boise State personally. Do you think who do you think will be West Virginia's coach next year? I have no clue. What's up, man? What's going on? Mississippi Valley State got an anime-ass logo. Yeah, they do have a crazy logo, the devil. If Duke wins tomorrow, does that make them a solid 2? Yeah, Duke is in an interesting spot right now. They're a fringe 2 or a 3. Analytically, they're like a fringe 2 or a 3. So, North Carolina at home. That's going to be a good quadrant 1 win if they get it. Does that make them a solid 2 seed, though? It depends what the other 2 seeds do, you know? They are a 2 seed right here. I would say yes. If they're already being graded out as a 2 seed and you beat North Carolina, yeah, you're a pretty solid 2 seed, I would say. Hawaii playing at 12 a.m. Well, like 11:59. I'm on a road trip to Eugene right now, going to Oregon-Utah game. Oh, nice, man. Happy because it's now spring break at my school. Man, you guys must have an early spring break. How far do you have Auburn going? Maybe like the Sweet 16. Why do people get mad at public funding for stadiums? It hasn't slowed down. It's actually ramped up. Why can't Oakland fans understand this and pay up? Thank you for the money. Well, the reason people get mad about it is because the biggest beneficiary is the billion-dollar owner. When a team gets a new stadium, the team becomes more attractive. It becomes more valuable. So you're basically forcing everyday people who make $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year to make a billionaire more rich. He's basically asking people to make him even more rich because he doesn't want to pay for everything. I mean, that's kind of like the thing. If you own a team, if you're a billionaire, shouldn't you be able to afford a new stadium? You know, that's why people don't like it. But no, I understand your point with the Oakland situation. I think at what point this has been going on for 2 decades here. Like, I think this whole situation is a mess. Do you see Tennessee and Purdue going far? Yeah, Tennessee and Purdue both lack depth. Now, Purdue analytically apparently does have a really good... I think both of those teams will go far, but I can understand it's like they both have one player. Have I seen Cenobites? No, I've never... Dude, I probably shouldn't be looking at that stuff. But, yeah, you gotta... That's... Dude, I can't do it with those face huggers, man. Those things are disgusting. You see Pepperdine leading Pacific? Yeah, that was crazy. Scott Drew to Louisville. What is that rainbow light behind you? Is that new? Yeah, I ordered it for the stream. And it's supposed to be something different, but the problem is it's supposed to like be right at eye level, but I have to, because there's nowhere to put it. So I have to put it on the floor, and it kind of just reflects up. It's supposed to be like there's supposed to be stars and then like a nebula right in the middle, but it's on the ground right now. And it's like this little cosmonaut guy. It's like a Russian astronaut that they sent me. It's kind of it looks weird. Have the blue blood schools become irrelevant? Well, the reason they're irrelevant is because there's no NBA talent on these blue blood teams. So they are kind of irrelevant at this point. Or you can say flying under the radar. They're not getting that extra attention if they had someone like Zion Williamson or like the number one pick. Dude, this is literally 7 o'clock prime time. What are you talking about? I could understand if it was like 9 a.m. The American could get 3 or 1 teams in if Memphis beats FAU. Memphis is done, dude. Memphis is completely fallen off. I don't think Memphis is getting. They have to win the American Conference tournament to get in. I don't see any way Memphis gets in. Oh, you're on a road trip? That's why it's inconvenient for you? Well, you're out west, dude. It's like 4 o'clock for you. I like the light. It looks professional. Yeah, I know. The light is, I'm pretty happy with the investment of $20, maybe $30. I have to be honest. Holding my Shiba Inu. You know what, man? I would turn you on to Mog coin over Shiba Inu. Shiba's very high in market cap. It's not financial advice. Oregon lost to Colorado, so I think you are pretty much done. Yeah, Oregon. I haven't heard any dialogue about Oregon. Well, they're like, we'll see if they make a run in their conference tournament, but I'd be doubtful that there's actually a way to actually check to like, if you go to, is it Tourneycast exactly? It's one of these things you can. Well, this thing's fucking. I am going to get a new computer. Probably, I'm just going to get like a $3,000 computer. I don't even care. I'm done with dealing with subpar, wait, not an auto bid. At large, yeah, we'll have a look where Oregon is. Oregon is. I don't even see Oregon on here. Oregon has, they're not getting it, I don't think. Yeah, the score half was 58-9. Generational game. Washington better than Oregon? Come on. You live in Charlotte suburbs, might go to a game. Yeah, dude, those games have no atmosphere though. If you go to a game, dude, I'd be intrigued to see how many people are there. Those first round games go to a 1v16 game. Tennessee fan here, we get outclassed if the opponent has a decent big. Yeah, I'm concerned. Yeah, that's the problem with Tennessee. They're like a one-man band, and that can work, but it seems like it works better for Cinderella teams rather than favorites. Do you think Tennessee will finally make a Final Four? I think it's possible. Thoughts on Auburn making the final? That's how your latest simulation played out. Auburn analytically checks all the boxes. They do. Just liberal politics. Oakland people make money from corporate and union jobs. I pay taxes, you pay taxes. Just give the A's what they want so they can get the Howard Terminal. Yeah, well, that situation is just a complete mess. I mean, it's so hard to gauge fan interest, I will give A's fans that. It's hard to gauge fan interest when you play at a shithole. But still, I mean, like the problem is even when they were good, there was no fan interest with that team. That's the problem. If you're making the playoffs and you're 26th in terms of attendance, now technically you can also say that about like the Guardians, but I mean it just adds to the issues. Why would we just invest all of this money into this area when there's no demand for baseball? There's no huge demand for baseball. And that's why they offer to build a stadium with a capacity of 30,000 people. They shouldn't be building stadiums with that low of capacity. That's ridiculous. But look at the Rays as well. It's the same thing. How far do you think Gonzaga will go? Depends on the matchups. I think Gonzaga could go to the Sweet 16 or lose in the second round. How many teams does the ACC get in? 4 or 5? Yeah, 4 or 5. The problem with the ACC, you've got teams like, Pittsburgh has a chance, I guess. Wake Forest, I think, is done. Analytically, it'll say they have a chance, but I think they're done. Pittsburgh might be your wild card to get in the ACC. But the ACC this year is weak. Duke class next year like Texas A&M. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. You have to understand there were more impressive Duke classes than this. Duke at one point when they had R.J. Barrett, Zion, and who was that shooting guard that they had? They had 3 players within the top 5 in the country. So now, the reason their class is getting hyped up, you know that big kid they got from Africa? That's a project. That kid's going to be a project. Do you really think he's going to come in there and be a superstar? Flag will be good, but the reason that class is getting hyped up is because of Flag, pretty much alone. Media is so lazy with their research on games. Well, yeah, there's just so many teams, that's why. Houston winning it? It's possible. Was it Memphis ranked 10th? Yeah, they were ranked really high. It's 6 o'clock. Well, you're in Central Time Zone. Thoughts on Marquette? Not high on Marquette this year, but listen, they are a 2 seed. I guess it depends on their tournament setup, which teams they face. I had Marquette going to the Final Four last year. What makes Clemson so good? I'm not a fan of Clemson. I think they could lose in a 12v5 game. I don't see them going to the Sweet 16. Even if they win in a 5v12 game, they're going to lose to a 4, I think. Thoughts on Baylor? Baylor, I think they win a game and then lose, or possibly make the Sweet 16. They're a high floor, low ceiling team, if that makes sense. I think they're going to win games in the tournament, but I don't think they're going to make an Elite 8 run. But again, that's like depending on who they face. If teams get upset, they might have an easier run, things like that. Pacific is winning it all. Yeah, Pacific is one of the worst teams in college basketball, too. Will you do a video on the new NFL kickoff proposal? Are they eliminating kickoffs completely? Is that what it is? I don't think I'll do a video on it. I don't think I'll do a video on that, but they're trying to eliminate concussions because they know that concussions are the one thing that can destroy their sport. It's very scary to think players ruin their entire lives because they play for 10 years, but that's what sometimes it happens. Shaka Smart's teams don't translate well to March Madness, the VC. Yeah, Shaka had one good run and that was it. I'm not that high on Texas. Gonna do a video ranking ACC arenas? Probably. Who do you have as your main Cinderella? You've got South Florida. Yeah, I think Indiana State fits it. South Florida's going to have to win their conference. So is Indiana State, but I think Indiana State probably classifies the best as a Cinderella this year based off their team profile. That big guy, I can see him having a moment. Imagine living in North Carolina. North Carolina, they have a nice climate, man. Tennessee winning it all. I think I had Tennessee winning it all in a bracket I was doing a few days ago. Thoughts on Chipotle stock? I'm not in the stock market, man. I'm not the person to ask about the stock market at Chipotle. Going to the UConn Providence game tomorrow. Congratulations. Louisville is absolutely a step up from Baylor. Louisville is one of the... for Scott Drew to go there? Yeah, but Scott Drew's already built something. I don't know if he would really... Does he really want to leave? I don't think so. If you could pick any franchise to relocate back or change their name back... change their name, I guess. I'd want the Indians to get their name back, honestly. Relocate a team back. I want Vancouver to get an NBA team. No, I'm kidding. I do want St. Louis to get an NFL team with an outdoor stadium, though. Baylor is good, but it depends on the draw for me. Yeah, I agree. You've been to Cleveland, great sports town. Don't think they should give Haslam a new stadium. Brown Stadium is just fine. Yeah, I mean, Browns do have a good... Browns have a very underrated stadium. The issue is, like, people think it's a shithole. I mean, I've seen so many people just, like, rank it, like, bottom 5. It doesn't make any sense. It's a solid stadium. But the issue is the surrounding area is terrible. There's no development. So maybe they try... I mean, it's not a foregone conclusion that they're going to get a new stadium, but you're going to make ACC fanboys mad with that? Dude, I think ACC, you know, I think it's a known fact they're not very good. Cleveland, good sports town, LOL. It is. Well, it's hard to really quantify a good sports town, but yeah, Cleveland does have their issues with attendance with MLB for sure. Thoughts on Marquette? Do you think they will make an Elite Eight or farther run? Yeah, I don't think Marquette's going to go very far. What do you think of Russell Wilson becoming the next Steelers QB? Oh, I mean, waste of time. I think listen, they're in a tough division already. They'll go 7-10. How far do I think Creighton's going? Maybe a Sweet 16 run. I am a closeted Ohio State fan. Well, I'm not really. I haven't even been paying attention to college football recently. They've been doing pretty decently lately. The basketball team, yeah, the basketball team has turned it around after they fired Holtman. Rest in peace to the creator of Dragon Ball Z. How about Iowa State? I'm not high on Iowa State. I think Iowa State could get upset in the first round, honestly. That might be my big prediction of the tournament. We'll see. Who would you pick if Gonzaga and Michigan State got matched up in an 8v9? Probably It's hard to pick against Michigan State in a game like that. But they're very inconsistent, but I'd probably pick Michigan State. What does Tennessee need to do to get the 1 seed? Well, Arizona needs to win the Pac-12. Tennessee needs to, finish the season with a win. Let's see, where's Tennessee? What is Tennessee? I think Tennessee's last game might be Vanderbilt. Oh no, it is Kentucky, but they're at home. Yeah, they need to beat Kentucky and then win at least one game probably in the SEC tournament. It just depends, Why is Colorado ranked high? Oh, analytically, it's just from, dominant wins probably, in conference play, game control. Who's winning it all? That is the question. That is the question. Maybe I will. No, I don't think I can go Purdue. Because the thing is, I picked Virginia to win it all the year after they got upset against the 16 seed, and it was right, and that's what helped my bracket get into like the 98th percentile when it wasn't even that good. What do you think about scouts and teams being higher on McCarthy than May? Dude, I think all of that is just such crap. I got done with the draft stuff. This is what always happens. There's a consensus top 3. Then the number 3 moves to number 2. Then the number 2 moves back up. Then the number 4 might jump to number 1. Dude, it's just... Remember when Will Levis, people thought he was going to be the first overall pick a week before the draft, and he went in the second round? I just think all that stuff is just... That has to be clicks, manipulation for clicks. It has to. Like, all those rumors, they all just end up being so false, Like, I can pretty much guarantee you there's 0 chance that J.J. McCarthy will go in front of May. May will probably still go second overall. But now the narrative has shifted. It's Daniels who's going to go second overall, which I originally thought was going to happen. He would have way more race. I mean, but he already won a championship at Baylor, though. Like how Auburn football in 2012 went 3-9, and the next year they made the national championship. That Auburn football is very bipolar. They're very bipolar. You should put the ESPN Bracketology bracket and then put that bracket in a PDF and then fill it out. Yeah, I thought about doing that. I thought about doing it. I don't know. I would have to write all the teams, though. I'm not going to do that in front of people. I mean, it would take like 10, 15 minutes. Nothing wrong with Soldier Field. Just win some games. Yeah. I mean, I can understand them wanting to get a new stadium. Soldier Field is not great. Will you stream the Final Four? I don't know if I will stream the Final Four. Maybe the first round. What's the closest you've gotten on a March Madness bracket? I did get the 98th percentile once. Maybe when Virginia won it all because I had them winning it all. If you're interested in my models for March Madness, maybe it could be the next thing you reference. Well, what are your models? What's your website? Invest in dividend-paying stocks. I mean, if you have a lot of money, that's a decent strategy. If you don't have a lot of money, it's a waste of time. If Drew leaves, it's to Kentucky or the NBA. Move the Grizzlies back to Vancouver. Do you think Houston makes it to the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8 with their injuries? Yeah, no, Houston should be fine. You want Houston? Yeah, the Oilers is a good name. Don't think Europe will... I don't think that's a hot take, man. Because even if that happens, it won't be till the 2030s. Thoughts on Nebraska if we avoid the 8v9 game, turning a 1 seed in the second round, Sweet 16 run. So you're talking about Nebraska in a 7v10 game and then facing a 2 seed. If Nebraska gets matched up where their 2 seed, if they're in a 7v10 game and the 2 seed is Iowa State, that's your best bet for a Sweet 16 run, in my opinion. But like, if you end up having to face a 2 seed like Arizona or North Carolina, I just think those teams are so much more talented than Nebraska. It's going to be very hard. Creighton versus Tennessee in the final. I don't think Creighton is making it that far. If UConn plays their A game, no one is beating them. Yeah, they're loaded. That's for sure. Thoughts on Colgate? I mean, I would be surprised, honestly, if Colgate did anything. Colgate's a fun team. You know, they always win the Patriot League. Thoughts on BYU? What is their ceiling? I think they could make the Sweet 16. Some soccer videos similar to college basketball tournament. I just don't know enough about soccer to make videos on that, man. There's no way I'd be able to. How far do you think Iowa State goes? Maybe the first round. Marquette could honestly lose in the first round. It wouldn't totally shock me. Who do you have, South Florida versus Creighton? I would have probably South Florida in an upset. Watched the State of the Union for the first time last night. Biggest charade in history. Everything is so fake. Dude, I was watching the CNN feed of it. It was so interesting to me because I started following politics in 2015. And ever since I started following politics, the Republicans were always in the trail position. I mean, Trump going into the 2016 election, he had to literally win every swing state. And he did. 2020, obviously Trump was the incumbent, but he had a bad approval rating. Biden was up by 6 points in terms of the popular vote. So to see it flipped around for the first time ever where they're actually like, yeah, I mean, dude, the polls are just crazy how bad it's gotten for Biden. It's not even close. It's not even like, okay, Trump's winning all the swing states, but Biden's at least winning the popular vote. No, Trump's winning the popular vote too. And you watch these people and their only play is the abortion issue. That's how they think That's how they think Biden's going to win in 2024. They're going to come out and vote for abortion. I don't even understand what is the motivation. I'm not going to get into that, but I just don't understand the motivation when it comes to abortion. It's like my body, my choice. Yeah, it's your choice to have unprotected sex. There's consequences to that. It's like my body, my choice. I could kill someone. That's my body, my choice. But there's going to be consequences. I just think, like, that's the thing that they're going with. Oh my God, that's all they were talking about. And then Biden is just extremely unlikable. He's just so unlikable. There's an arrogance. It's like he screams and he's yelling at people when he talks. And then you could tell he was hopped up on all the meds. He started coming off of them. He mispronounces the girl's name. And then they got angry at Biden because he said it was, oh, the person's an illegal immigrant. They don't care that the illegal immigrant killed an American. They care that Biden's called the person an illegal immigrant. It's all so ridiculous. Colorado is ranked high because most of their student body is high. Great. When did the Cavs win the finals? 2016. Stream the first round. Yeah, like the Thursday Friday games. No one cares about soccer. Well, yeah, I mean, I never watch soccer. What is a potential 1 seed is the most vulnerable? Probably Purdue. 2014, I got every game right except a... No way. You got every game right in the first round, you mean? Love your channel, specifically when you talk about the Titanic. That's a throwback. You know, I've been meaning to do a video on the Titanic where I show all of the documented pics of the Titanic that they've ever taken. And I probably should have done that video in like January. I just keep putting it off. But that's probably my next Titanic video whenever that comes out. I don't know when that's going to happen. Anyone still here from March of 2021? Yeah, I mean that I remember March of 2021. So this is 2021, 2022, 2023, 2020. This is 4 years now. But that is crazy when you think about March of 2021 was after the pandemic. And my channel was barely anything even after the pandemic. It's just crazy how far along we already are after the pandemic. I remember in my office, when I still had my computer in my office, looking at when I still had my other YouTube channel. That's one of my biggest regrets, deleting my other YouTube channel. I could have turned it into a secondary crypto channel, and I deleted it because I thought it was hurting my algorithm. I don't know why. I thought if I would have had another... I should have just kept it, man. I could have just, had a nice little second channel. I was already into the algorithm by 2019 or 2020. I would have had so much of a head start. I believe Sweet 16, nothing more for Iowa State. I believe probably even less than that. There's a free March Madness simulator with all of Lenardi's latest predictions. What do you search for that? March Madness simulator? And you can fill it in? Because they normally don't have those. You have to put them into a PDF. That's what basically everyone does. Colgate is due for a win. I mean, yeah, you could say that, because haven't they made the tournament the last 4 years? And they're 0-4, but they're always against the a 3 seed or a 2 seed. Didn't BYU look like a championship contender that 1 year, but their best player had premarital sex and was suspended? Oh my God. Oh, the UFC is that? Francis Ngannou. McNeese Elite 8 run, it's possible. Which potential 1 seed? Yeah, I would say, maybe I already read these. I would say Purdue. How many tournament games does Ohio State have to win? Yeah, I would say 2 tournament games. My friend is a Democrat and flexed a recent poll where Biden is +1 in the general. Yeah, you need to tell him that's actually bad for Biden. if Biden wins the popular vote by 1, he's not winning the election. Because if he wins the popular vote by 1, you have to understand, the Democrats are going to run up very high numbers in New York State, California, all the bigger cities. I would take right now, if you're talking about Trump, if I was Trump and you told me the popular vote is Biden plus 1, I would say I'll take that every day. Because me losing the election with Biden winning the popular vote by 1, when Hillary won it by 3.5, and then Biden wins it in 2020 by 4.5, and Trump was 40K votes from him. So even when Biden is winning Biden needs to be up in the general by 4 or 5 points to feel comfortable, I think. It's just the way the system works with the electoral votes. November is going to be nuts. Well, yeah, I think the polls are tightened. If the election was tomorrow, I don't think it would be nuts at all. I think Trump would win very easily. Like if the polls were tomorrow, I think Trump would be like minus 300 to win. Biden, not even bad. Well, I mean, listen, if you consider, the worst approval rating in history we've seen, not bad, I guess he's really not bad. Just started watching your stuff. Really enjoy your b-ball talk. Thanks, man. Euro 2024. I would say the Olympics. I guess the Olympics. Yeah, I saw that, man. Not looking good for... Yeah, I mean, I think most of these people don't even like Biden. It's, you can understand if you're a Democrat voting for the Democratic president. That's understandable. Make blue bloods great again. They are pretty bad this year, but people complain when blue bloods are good. They say it's boring. Purdue would get down early to a 16 seed because of the nerves, then probably roll in the second half like Virginia did. Yeah, that's right. Virginia did struggle in that game against the 16 seed again. Yeah, where do you live? California? New York, Illinois? Would you ride one of those Titan subs to the seafloor for $5 million? Oh, I don't think I need that. I'm in the position right now. I don't think I really, you don't want to turn down $5 million, but I don't think I need it, honestly. College wrestling, that's an underrated sport. Remember when you had Drexel winning it all? That was a troll bracket. What do you think of the progressive field renovations? How do they not have enough new blue? Yeah, it's terrible, but that's just how cheap they are. We got to go back with progressive field and the Dolans to 2012 when they came out with those new renderings, and then they went cheap and they gave us the shipping containers. And now, like where is the actual craftsmanship when it comes to a stadium? If I was an owner, I would be like, what do you mean we don't have enough blue seats? Then don't do the renovation until we have enough blue seats. We're not replacing half of the seats and leaving half of the seats dark blue and aqua green, and that's supposed to look good. Just wait until we get all the blue seats. Imagine living in a blue state, proud to be a Texan. I live in a swing state, I would say. But yeah, people thought Texas was going to go blue in 2016. I remember that. More Twin Towers vids. I don't know what else, give me a topic and I might do it. You want to know the problem with the Twin Towers vids is they started getting demonetized even after they had been put through checks. So they would go through checks, human reviews, where human beings would watch my videos before I uploaded them to make sure that I could put ads on them, and they would be fine. And then 2 weeks later, after my video's into the algorithm, they're like, oh, we have to actually change that. And it's happened to a few of them, which is very annoying. I mean, if you're going to have a human review my video and watch it and okay it for ads, and then 2 weeks later have your algorithm say, actually, it's not okay, what's going on there? What is USC going to do for the head coach now that Lincoln Riley got killed? Well, listen, I think it's probably maybe a Chip Kelly type move. They're going to take Chip Kelly because Ohio State's Bill O'Brien already got taken from Ohio State as the offensive coordinator. Chip Kelly is next. Because Lincoln Riley died at the hands of an illegal immigrant, it's very sad. I think Ohio State's going to need a new offensive coordinator again because Chip Kelly is going to go to USC. Washington Generals. The Washington Generals. What about Temple? Temple basketball? The Titanic content was really great. Love the one about the watertight locked pool room. That was yeah, dude, the pool. Imagine getting down to the pool on Titanic. It's got to be impossible because how do you move the watertight doors with that much pressure on them submerged for that long? Do you think there's breathable oxygen? Oh, no. There's zero oxygen within the Titanic at this point. It's impossible. I mean, the ship's been down there for over 100 years. There was not there. I highly doubt there were any air bubbles on the Titanic, even just 5 days after. But dude, one of the greatest moments that we're obviously never gonna have. Imagine, because technically there was a time where the Titanic was at the bottom of the ocean, and the dust cloud had cleared. And it was just a palace at the bottom of the ocean. There was no algae on it. Like, imagine 5 days after it sinks, and it's just this magnificent palace in 1912. It's just crazy to think about. And of course, the only people that would have been able to see that would be fish or like little sea critters, and they don't even know what they're walking on. Which event are you looking forward to most? The Olympics, man. Israel-Hamas conflict put Michigan and maybe even Minnesota. What the hell? I'm not even sure. I don't know what that means. Israel-Hamas conflict put... Who is DJT? The last time Colgate lost a conference tournament game... I saw that tweet. That's a good tweet. I mean, is a man with felony convictions any better? Well, I mean, I think a lot of that's politically motivated, man. But I mean, certainly Trump is no princess. I'll say that. Do you enjoy basketball or football more? You know what, man? I don't really like the NBA anymore, but I do like college basketball, and college football is just it's completely gone off the rails. I mean, the sport. Nobody cares about college football anymore, sadly. It sucks to say that, but it's true. Favorite NBA logo? I'd have to look at them, honestly, man. Mavericks. The Mavericks do have a nice logo. That's very unique. Long overdue the Summer Olympics to return to LA. Yeah, they're coming. They're coming to the Coliseum, the LA Coliseum. Which low seed team do you think could pull a 14 over 3 or 15 over 2? Yeah, so when you look at those teams, I think it has to be... Wow, they have Colgate as a 14 now. So Colgate moves up. I don't think Colgate's going to pull off an upset. I don't think Oakland's going to pull off an upset. I don't think Toledo's going to pull off an upset. I don't think Eastern Washington is. Sam Houston, man, Quinnipiac's up to a 15 now. I think High Point is the team. High Point or Vermont. I would say High Point or Vermont. Those two teams, like Vermont, Marquette, High Point, Kansas, it would be maybe one of those two teams, I would say. Trump needs to choose a good VP to run with. Yeah, I mean, the VP in the long run, I don't think really matters very much, But I think it might actually be Tim Scott that'll pick. We'll see. Washington better than Oregon. In what sport? Oh, you're talking about football? You'll sell one of your kidneys for $5 million? Well, I mean, people do... Andrew Tate as VP. Andrew Tate, where does he live in Turkey? The first video I saw of yours was a troll video of Trump leading polls. That's hilarious, man. I believe it or not, I do remember that video. Believe it or not, Trump. Do you see a 14/3 this year? Yeah, it just depends. Normally, there's always you'll normally get you'll get a 15/2, a 14/3, or a 13/4. One of those will happen. Vermont is an interesting team to watch. High Point is an interesting team to watch from the 14 line. Appalachian State's a very interesting team to watch from the 13 line. I don't think Sanford is going to pull off an upset. I don't think Charleston will. UC Irvine's another interesting team to watch as well. I thought Ohio is more of a red state now. Yeah, it is. You're right, it is more of a red state. It was a swing state, though, for a while. Do you know one of the Dolans is running for U.S. Senate in Ohio? I guess they had to cut costs. Wow. Dude, I didn't even know that dude was running. He must be irrelevant. No, I'm kidding. I don't really follow state races. What if the Twin Towers were made of marshmallows? That's a guaranteed million view video. You think San Diego State is underrated and will probably push a 1 seed until the last 10 minutes? I mean, yeah, they did make it all the way. They did make it all the way last year. What historic sports venue would you want to see a game at? Probably something like, I'd probably say Polo Grounds, just because it's just so unique. Trust Chip Kelly. It is funny that came full circle, right? Lincoln Riley, yeah, man. It's a sad situation. You should grade football facilities in each conference. Yeesh. I mean, yeah, that might be an interesting video. People do tend to be interested in locker rooms and stuff, I will say that. Do you think Wake makes the tournament if they beat Clemson? I think they need to do more than that. They need to have a good run. I mean, we've seen Wake Forest, upset Duke. But, yeah, they definitely need to beat Clemson tomorrow. That's a good start. Clemson's that's probably a quad 1 win. They beat Clemson. And then they win a few games. I mean, they have the analytics on their side. If they lose to Clemson, I think they're pretty much done. Do you have faith in Colorado State making a run? I don't have faith in any of the Mountain West teams. I think one of them will do decent, but all the others I think are going to be out early. It's just, can you pick the one? I would consider Colorado State a team that I could see doing something. I don't think Boise State's going to do anything. But even Colorado State, what are they going to be, a 6 seed, a 7 seed? Colorado State. Oh, they're a 10 seed. Yeah, I think they would lose to Gonzaga. Honestly, man. How far do you have Carolina going? North Carolina? I think it depends on their draw. This looks like a pretty, St. Mary's in the second round. Maybe like a sweet 16 run. I don't know. This is an interesting draw with Kansas as a 3 seed. You've kind of got, blue bloods here. Where is the 6 seed is South Carolina. I think that's a good draw. Bro, college football is as big as it's ever been with the widest range of interest across the country. Barely anyone cares about college basketball. Dude, college football is, I don't know, man. I think college football is, from what I've seen, from the numbers I've seen, it's fallen off pretty bad. And it's not surprising. Would you say that 1912 Titanic would be the best McMansion ever? Yeah, I mean, obviously it's the greatest, it's the most grandiose ship to ever sink because we haven't had a cruise ship sink. But imagine a cruise ship actually sinks like a modern day one. Then that would be the best. That would be the best. And we could actually go down and see it pretty much immediately. I mean, I'm not rooting for a cruise ship to sink. I just think it would be crazy. I mean, imagine a cruise ship sinks. That would be just crazy news. Texas will turn blue. I don't think so, man. I think it takes a lot for something like Texas to. I highly doubt Texas will turn blue. I know that was the narrative in 2016. Marquette played Vermont last year. Yeah, that was like a 2v15 game. Look up 10 most expensive of each state. I was going to do the biggest mansion of each state as a video. Red Bull Inside, what's up? St. John's winning the Natty. Makes sense. I think he's in Dubai. You know there's an Andrew Tate meme coin called Tate? Oh, man. Following the success of Arizona State's hockey team, who is the next big school to launch a D1 hockey team? Well, I'm actually not even sure. You know, D1 hockey is very strange. I want to actually look at like what is it, college hockey rankings? There's some weird teams. It's like Boston University. Yeah, I want to see the ESPN thing. Quinnipiac is a powerhouse. North Dakota. Denver University. Imagine if Denver was ranked in college basketball. Colorado College. That's a badass name. St. Cloud State. I like that logo. What is this? Beast Alert. TRT. Oh, more upsets in the first round this year than last year. How many upsets were there last year? I mean, dude, last year was very. I don't know if there were a lot of upsets in the first round. No, last year there was a 1v6. There was a 1v16 and a 2v15. I don't think so, man. What is your prediction on what type of vid will be your first to hit 1 million views that doesn't already exist? Well, I don't. I think it'll probably be the Titanic video. The Titanic video, you know, it earns about 1,000 views a day, I think. Although I haven't checked it recently. But as long as it just keeps earning 1,000 views, eventually it'll get there. It'll move eventually. But I think, like, for me, it'll probably be just, like, vlog content or something. Those type of videos will probably do 1 million views for me. Do a tier list, big boy. On what? Make a live bracket. I can't make a live bracket right now. It's just going to be me having to type a bunch of fucking teams in. New Mexico has the potential to be a Final Four team or get smacked in the first round. Yeah, I think New Mexico is going to lose. If they make it, they're going to lose early. Have you ever participated in sports gambling? Well, I mean, yeah, I have participated in sports gambling. Not much. The Concord. No, that's not. You can't call that. That thing. The thing got grounded on its side. That doesn't count. It didn't sink to the bottom, and that wasn't even that good of a cruise ship. The Costa Concordia. Come on. If New Mexico wins tomorrow at Utah State, are they in safely? Well, that's a good win at Utah State. New Mexico is probably in if they win. Yeah, but you have to think, New Mexico doesn't want to be in the first four. So you can be in, but you don't want to be in the first four. I think they would be in, but if they lose right away in the, like if they're a one and done in the conference tournament, they might be in. They might be in the first four. You should really fill out this bracket right now. I can't fill it out. I'd have to I'd have to enter all the teams in a PDF file. Would you have South Florida beating Florida? Yeah, well, that's just how streaky Florida is. That's just what they are. I think that would be a miserable matchup because I like the narrative of both. I don't think they would have Florida face South Florida, but who knows? Colleges have hockey. North Dakota. Yeah, North Dakota. It looks like North Dakota has a freaking powerhouse. Any chance you're into UFC? I mean, I have seen some of the fights. I used to know a decent amount about it. I used to watch Joe Rogan's podcast a bit and know like the bigger fights, I'd say. What about UFC 300? I think the Mountain West is trash. Yeah, the Mountain West normally does perform very badly in tournaments. Honestly, the late afternoon, early evening window is the best for upsets in the first round. Yeah, I know. I believed that narrative too, and then UMBC happened. Literally the last game of the night. But I agree with you. I think it's definitely the like 4:30 window normally. But that Purdue game I think started at 7 last year. Top 3 teams. I mean, it's probably just top 3 teams. I think UConn, Houston, and maybe Arizona. St. John's Sweet 16 run. It seems unlikely, especially if they're in the first 4. But I mean, listen, it could happen. Do you know if Virginia Tech can get in? It's very unlikely for Virginia Tech. Very unlikely. The captain of the... Well, yeah, the captain was a buffoon. Love your vids and content. Keep up the great work. How far do you think Tennessee is going? I think Tennessee is possibly going very far. It seems like it's a year Tennessee goes very far to me. Video ranking the best Chinese lacrosse teams. Yeah, that'll be a big hit. Mississippi Valley State. Maybe they make the NIT. Who knows? Ever play Lawn Mowing Simulator? Really? You know, I used to play a game where you mowed the grass on my when I was younger. I don't know what that game is called though. It was a popular game. Top 3 to win it all, like gut feeling, not analyst. Top 3 gut feeling to win it all. Tennessee, Arizona, and probably Illinois. SB Mowing has awesome videos. You know, I could understand that game appealing because it is satisfying cutting grass. Especially you don't have to move anything. What fictional character would you want to see play college basketball? Probably Hillary. Mississippi Valley State versus Pacific. I mean, Pacific would win that game. Ready for NCAA 25. Yeah, I heard the scuttlebuff about NCAA 25. Apparently, they're not going to have some of the trophies like the Biletikoff, you know, the Maxwell, best offensive lineman, best quarterback, things like that. They're not going to be in the game. Or maybe they will be in the game. They're just not going to be able to be called whatever. Is Grand Canyon a good 12 seed to beat a 5? Yeah, they remind me a lot of Oral Roberts of last year. I mean, you try not to do that, but... I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be picking Grand Canyon to win. Video idea: ranking subscribers, hot moms. Yeah, that's my first million view video there. Do you think Iowa State will be a 1 seed if they win the Big 12? Wow, they're gonna have a good chance to be the 4th 1 seed if they do that, because that would be like 3 quad 1 wins. At least they'll be the top of the 2 line, but possibly a 1 seed. They're already loved analytically. What mid-major do you see being like a 2018 Loyola? It would be like South Florida. It would probably be South Florida to go on that deep of a run. Power Wash Simulator, really? Yeah, I was playing Farming Simulator once. That's a decent game. You know the reason collapsing mansions in California still cost so much? It's because FEMA will pay the owner of the house when it falls off a cliff. Yeah, dude, I could never live in a home like that, though. Like, just living by the edge of a cliff or living by just an area that could collapse. What is the light behind you? I bought it on Amazon. It costs $30. It's a freaking astronaut light. It's a nebula. Favorite Halloween candy? Candy corn. Yeah, I'm sure there is a bus driving simulator. Got a feeling Princeton gonna get some upsets. Well, they did last year, didn't they? I'm getting motion sickness from just looking at this. Is just brain rot. This is just terrible brain rot for me right now. I think Houston offense good enough to win it all. Yeah, Houston actually has a star player now. Well, I guess technically they did last year as well. No, I like Houston as a Final Four team. It depends on their draw, but I think let's not outsmart ourselves. If we've got an easy Final Four team, maybe we choose Houston over UConn. Maybe UConn loses in the Elite Eight. But that would be me outsmarting myself. The ASUN has been crazy. Jacksonville almost upset Stenson. I hope Stenson wins that tournament. Hopefully Stenson wins that tournament. That's a great team to get in. Worst weekend movie premieres? That's actually a good idea. You got the niche. You got to think of weird niches. Dude, I got a video coming out. I think people are just gonna be like, you're such a nerd. So basically, I'm like gonna be like talking about the evolution of, like CNN, Fox News, their graphics on elections. You know how they have graphics where they have the vote tallies? I'm doing a video on that. Yeah, I wish candy corn was sold all the time. It's an amazing candy. And everyone loves it. Everyone loves candy corn. It's awesome. Favorite college team from North Dakota? I like North Dakota over North Dakota State personally. Have you been to a college football game or college basketball game? Basketball, yes. Football, no. March Madness is one of the best times of the year. Yeah, that Thursday, Friday is amazing. Northern Kentucky pushed them last year, which was crazy. Yeah, let's hope Stenson makes it. I'll be picking them in a 16/1. I'll be picking Stenson, guys. Don't worry. Can't believe Fairleigh Dickinson lost their tournament. Yeah, they lost last year and then got in still. Favorite cleaning supplies? Come on. Candy corn is mid. What? Come on, guys. Stop trolling me with candy corn. Stop it. Candy corn's amazing. You need to eat candy corn with, little cashews. Candy corn and cashews. I think candy corn was the #1 candy in the United States this past year, according to how popular candy is. Sorry I'm a little late. I was taking a shower. That's all right, man. Stenson versus Purdue would be the most picked. Dude, I'd have to pick Stenson. There's no way. Stenson is the first tournament they're ever in. Yeah, I like Carmel, man. I should do another video about high school. I don't know, man. Those are kind of like loser videos, you know? I know it's Cope, but... That's one good time, and when your team is on college game day for football. You think Maryland can still make the tournament? I think it's over, brother. It's over for Maryland. It's not happening for Maryland. Yeah, candy corn. Well, I was trolling the chat there by saying everyone loves candy corn. The issue is, like, candy corn, I can understand people disliking it, I guess. I don't really. I mean, it's good. I don't know what to tell you. But you know the candy corn when it's the pumpkin. You guys know the pumpkin? Oh, the pumpkin is amazing. It's like more candy corn. And it's a pumpkin. Ugh. No chance it's a top candy on any ranking system. Well, it was the number one most popular candy in 2023. Favorites. Come on, man. I mean, this dude just, bro. I mean, we get your joke about subscribers' moms on it. We don't need it repeated 30 times. Detroit Mercer at large 1-31. Yeah, I saw they were on the last four outline, so they have a chance. You got Eastern Washington winning it all. It seems legitimate. Do a video on the 2018 selection show. They tried a different format instead of revealing bracket by bracket. Really? I don't remember that. Yeah, the pumpkin candy corn, they're very good. It's like you get triple the amount of candy corn, and the pumpkin candy corn is actually even better. It has a better candy corn taste to it. Maryland is not known for football. Yeah, you know who's well known for lacrosse? What was that one school? No, some St. John's bullshit or something. Some college that's in. There's some college that's in the Big Ten for lacrosse only, and that's it. Candy tier list. I mean, hopefully they'll have candy corn in it. I don't know, man. Basic candy corn, candy. Some of these, this is some crap. Oh my god. These things, but see, when they have these, like, we don't need all these categories, brother. We really don't. Because I want the middle one to be average. Three Musketeer is average. Airhead is, it hurts my tongue. What is this? This is like the Mexican shit. Almond Joy, it's got to go down here. Oh, the mints have got to go down. The mints that can move up a little bit. Is this mint chocolate? I hate mint chocolate. Oh, the baby. The pedophile thing. This would go in about D tier. Baby Ruth is average. What the hell is black? That's black licorice, D tier. Blow Pop, not great. I'm not sure what this is, so we'll just put it towards the back end of this. Bottle caps go below. Bottle caps are like, they're right next to Airheads. Butterfinger's a solid candy. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know what this is. What is this shit? Friggin' like, looks like cum trapped in friggin' chocolate. Oh, I love cookie dough. Cookie dough bites. Crunch is good. Crunch is very good. Dots are solid. Do you know the weird thing about dots? Dots, they cost like $10 at the movies. I guess everything costs $10. Tootsie Roll or whatever, the lollipop. Yeah, this is a lollipop. These things are very, well, they're actually probably pretty bad. This like type of chocolate crap, I'm not a big fan of that type of stuff. The gourmet chocolate. What is this? A Fireball? No, thank you. Fun Dip. It gets on your hands. We'll put it here. This type of chocolate I'm not into again. Gobstopper. It's decent. It goes above Three Musketeer. What is this shit? This is another just random thing I'll throw right here. Good. What the hell? We'll put it right there. I do like gummy bears. Gummy bears can go towards the back here. What the hell? Black Forest candy worms. Oh, yeah, the candy worms are solid. I'll say B tier, solidly B tier. Heath, pretty average. Back end behind Babe Ruth. Hershey's is solid. Very, very good. I don't think it's anything crazy special, but it's good. Heechoo, is that for... It's for like erectile dysfunction, I think. Isn't that what it is? Hot tamales. I used to eat these when I was younger, but they're not that. They're just they're too hot. It's just annoying. Gummy bear. It's hard to really see what these are. I mean, you would think they'd be able to type what they are. Jolly Ranchers, a relic from when we were younger. Those are decent. This stuff. Junior mints are horrible. Oh, these are the Cadbury eggs. Yeah, those are amazing. Hershey Kisses, they're a little bit better than mid. Kit Kat is really good. I don't know what these. Oh, these are the SpongeBob, the little rubbery things. I mean, they're actually pretty good. They're actually pretty good. They're pretty good. What is this cracker stuff? Laffy Taffy. Laffy Taffy somewhere right here. Lemonhead, I'm not big into lemon. Lifesavers, I like. We'll put them at the back of B. More Lifesavers. We got watermelon. We got all flavors. More of these gourmet candies. Mamba candy. Mike and Ike's are solid. I like Mike and Ike's. They do mess up your tongue. They mess up your tongue. I do like Milk Duds. Very similar to Dots. Milky Way is a solid candy, but I don't know about this Gobstopper. I'm moving that down. Milky Way is solid. I'll move it up to next. Kit Kat's got to be at the front, though. M&M's. No, I like M&M's. Come on, let's be honest. Peanut. Is it peanut or peanut butter? I'm not big into peanut alone. If you give me the peanut butter, I'll move them up. Mr. Goodbar, that's just average. That's mid written all over it. Oh, these things. Yeah, I've had these before. They're average. Nerds. They're annoying. What is this bullshit? We'll put that down there. Oh, these things. Yes. We'll put it in B. What the hell? Sugar Pears? Payday. Top of D. Peeps. Yeah, I mean, I like Peeps. They're just really strong. Peeps are really strong. Maybe the back of B. Pez is crap, man. Come on. And you can't even get it. I will say the Pez dispensers are cool. The Pez dispensers are cool. What is this little girl Twix? I don't know what that is. Pop Rocks? No, Pop Rocks are, come on. Oh, Warheads or whatever. The little thing. We'll put it right there. Raisins. Chocolate covered raisins. A sippy cup. Mini Reese's. Oh, so this is the only Reese's you're going to give me is the one in the fucking bag that you've got all these other candies. I mean, Reese's is amazing, but not the mini version. Those are mini Reese's. They're not as good as the normal sized one. The bite-sized Reese's are not that good. There's too much chocolate and not enough peanut butter. And they have all these other ones. What is this? A freaking Fruit Loop? Oh, not these things. What in the hell? Royals? Skittles are good. Yeah, Skittles are good. Snickers are, so I gotta start getting these. Snickers, I would say, move Skittles up there. Oh, these are the movie theater caps. Yeah, these are pretty good. Sour Punch. Hair gel. Sour Patch is just too sour. I'm sorry. I don't know what that is. These are the Starbursts. I thought these are Starbursts, I thought. I like Starburst. Well, I'm not going to go overboard with Starburst. These are the grandma candies. The grandmas have these and they give them to you and things like that. They're average. Sugar Babies. I'm not sure what those are. Swedish Fish. That's a solid candy. It should go right next to Starburst. Sweet Tart. Kind of average. Take 5 Reese's again with the freaking weird ass knockoff Reese. Where did that even go? Where did I put that? What is this? A massive bar of chocolate? Ah, the Tootsie Rolly lollipop thing. That's average. Tootsie Roll is solid. I like Tootsie Rolls. I don't know. That's just a random candy. Oh, the sour crawlers. Twix has got to be right at the top. Yeah, Twix has got to be up here. Twizzlers, kind of average. Maybe a little bit better than average. Airheads, maybe. Some bullshit with that. Oh, this might be the caramel candy. York is horrible. Whoppers are decent. And anything involving mint is really bad. Anything involving mints. So that's about it. Candy corn above Milky Way. I like candy corn. No, I'd probably go like this. John Hopkins. Yeah, you're right. It is John Hopkins. Swedish fish. I think Swedish fish are good, man. Airhead slander. I haven't had airheads in a while, man. Stenson. Yeah, I think Stenson's gonna go pretty far, man. I think they will go far. Is Pepperdine playing? Let me actually look at this, and I believe they have they do probably have some conference tournaments going on. Man, Dayton is possibly going to lose to VCU. Let me turn this down. Ugh, go to Division 1. I have to remove some of these tabs or something. Quarterfinal, not surprising to see Drake move on. A lot of MAC games going on. First round, looks like East Tennessee State getting a win. Little Rock, they're the number 1 seed in that tournament. Pepperdine sitting -3.5. Wow, Pepperdine is a lot worse in terms of record. Wichita State, there they are. Bradley, they're a solid team. 12.5 point favorites. High Point won, not surprised. Indiana State won, not surprised. Longwood gets a win over Winthrop. OVC finalist tomorrow. How about that MAGA coin? Dude, you gotta think about the one I'm in now. Hemel. I'm in Hemel and Tigra now. But yeah, that MAGA coin went crazy. What happened to VCU basketball? They were a fluke anyways, man. They had a fluke run one year, and that was it. Let's be honest. Missouri Valley semis will be great tomorrow. I mean, do they have the teams in it yet or no? There's probably so many. Oh, there are a lot of semifinals. I hope Merrimack loses, honestly. I want to see this team advance. Yeah, I would expect High Point they're onto their semifinal. They should win that. It seems like it's so easy for these teams. They have to win like one game and then they're on to the championship. Yeah, well, I hate mint and chocolate, really. I hate mint and chocolate. Purdue is in the CBI. That's news to me. What do you think of Georgetown's future with their program? They're a mess. I think they're a mess, and I don't see any way Georgetown can get out from that terrible situation they're in. Which group of 5 team do you think makes the playoff next year? Some contenders: Memphis, Tulane, Boise State, App State, and Northern Illinois. I like that you put through in NIU there. I would say Memphis, I think Memphis was my original pick back in January. What happened to Butler basketball? Yeah, I mean, Butler, they had that run with Brad Stevens. What happened to Stanford football? It's unfortunate. Stanford actually recruited really well one year. They had 3 5-stars, and they were all busts, basically. They had Davis Mills. I mean, I guess Davis Mills isn't a bust, but in college, he really wasn't that good. Is it too cold for ice cream? I mean, you could have ice cream if you're indoors at any time, really. Seth, yeah, dude. I'm glad you mentioned that with Seth Davis. That dude, and it's so stupid. Like, it doesn't even. But he is obsessed with, like, I was the first one to have this upset. Because he always, dude, literally the first region, I guarantee you, he's going to be like, the 12 seed is going to be Grand Canyon, and he's going to be like, oh, but watch out. It's Grand Canyon. Look at their record. You know Seth Davis is going to do that. Seth Davis is going to just. Thoughts on McNeese State Elite 8 run? I think McNeese State might. It depends on their draw, but I think McNeese State might do something. Watch out, Seth Davis. I like Grand Canyon. I like Indiana State. Watch out for this Sycamores team. And then you've got the Sycamores of Indiana State will be the 12 seed. You put money on Shedeur to win the Heisman. Shedeur ain't finishing top 10 in the Heisman, brother. Come on. Shedeur winning the Heisman. I'd like to see the Heisman odds are probably pretty crazy right now. He talked about them so much already this year on halftime shows. Well, dude, you know, it doesn't even matter who the 12 seed is. The first region, I can guarantee you, the Spiders of Richmond, I'm feeling an upset. Watch out, BYU, even though it doesn't even make any sense. Like, BYU would beat Richmond. Thoughts on a 16 seed winning the Natty? You know, come on. We got to stop this, man. No, I do like Quinnipiac. I think Quinnipiac, I mean, they are a great pollster. Their record speaks for themselves. Over the 2018 selection show. Yeah, I don't know why they would change something like that. Colorado going to go like 9-3. He's going to put insane numbers. Yeah, but I don't think he's going to win the Heisman because a 9-3 record. I mean, I guess Jaden Daniels did. Yeah, you know if Indiana State faces Wisconsin. What is the highest seed Marquette could get? I would say a 2 seed is the highest seed they can get. Are they a 2 seed in this bracket? Oh, they're a 3. Yeah, they could move up to a 2. They could move up to a solid 2 if they win out. But I don't think they could be a 1. I know. I know. It's a tradition, though. It is a tradition. He loves the matchup for the 12 seed. But it has to be the first region. Is NVIDIA? Yeah, I mean, with stocks, dude, I really can't advise you on stocks at all. But I know that stock's been going crazy. Auburn or Nevada? I'd probably say Auburn. Highest seed for Gonzaga. I think they're a 7 right now. They could move up a seed line. But you have to remember that conference is really weird. They only have 2 games left if they win. But they could move up to a 6. Mississippi Valley State. Yeah. I mean, but it could be any, like Princeton. You can see any of these 12 seeds. You think BYU can win it all? I'll tell you, BYU feels a lot like FAU. No, I don't think BYU's. I mean, they might go to the Sweet 16. Final Four is Wisconsin, Virginia, Clemson, and Utah State. Boy, you might finish in the 1% in terms of percentiles for brackets. If MSU plays Booker 20 to 25 minutes a game, can they win a national title? I don't think MSU is consistent enough to win a national title. Even if they put together a run, maybe Final Four. Little Rock out of the Ohio Valley Conference. I think they take Tennessee to overtime in a 1v16 game. UT pulls away by 8, though. That's a very specific proposition you've got there. I have to respect that. Who is my pick to win the MAC? Dude, I don't know. I haven't done much research on the MAC personally. You're telling me Northern Illinois is a powerhouse. I'll believe you. Make a video compilation on Seth Davis. Someone else can do that. Also, Cuse, can they make it in? Cuse is going to have to do some serious work to make it in. Syracuse, if you look at them, this is a good thing to look at for something like Syracuse. For I mean, right now they're not going to get in, dude. They have a 0.2% chance at an auto bid. They're in too bad of a conference. They just had that bad loss. They need to win their conference tournament to get in. Syracuse. Biggest freshman bust of the year. Oh, just look on 247, dude. It's pretty much all of them. It was a terrible class. I remember when Wagner, the point guard from Kentucky, was the number 1 overall player. I don't think he finished as that. But there were a lot. Clay Anthony Early or RJ Barrett. Dude, I liked Clay Anthony Early. But Clay Anthony Early was just such a great college player. RJ Barrett is more of like an NBA development type, where he was young. Clay Anthony Early had experience. It was different. These 12-13 seeds are really strong this year. This will be the strongest 12-13 line. I know, but I almost wonder, does it always feel like that? I don't know. Maybe you are right. But it always feels like people are saying, oh, the 12 seeds are really strong. Who is your national championship pick if a gun was to your head? I might go with Arizona. I like the Tommy Lloyd narrative. You should make a video on secret scrimmages in college basketball. Yeah, but I come on, that's such a niche thing. Secret scrimmages where good teams lose to bad teams and then hide it. Thoughts on Florida making a Final Four run? I think it's possible. Buffalo is garbage. Well, it's the MAC is it's a very condensed conference. They're all the same. Yeah, Bronny is going to have to transfer somewhere else, I think. He needs to go to a solid Mountain West team. Honestly, does it really make sense that a 12-loss MSU is ahead of a 3-loss James Madison? I mean, yeah, that's Power 5 versus Power 5 versus mid-major. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. There's a great matchup. That's a great battle royale. I mean, dude, it's just it's just a money grab. What are you gonna do? But I mean, it'd be interesting to watch. Arizona Final Four this year, they're due. I agree. Cooper Flag catching lobs from Bronny. I mean, Bronny should be better next year with a year of experience. Thoughts on Brandon Smith from Purdue? Yeah, I mean, really solid player. Thoughts on Wisconsin winning the Big Ten and making the national title as a 5 seed? Basically impossible. Should the tournament expand? I actually think it should go down to 64. I'm not a fan of the first 4 personally, because I want a clean bracket, But yeah, no, it should not expand. It would just be a money grab. College football is expanding because they need to. College basketball doesn't need to expand anymore. What does OSU have to do to make the tourney? Win 3 games. Ooh. Oof. Should the Missouri Valley get 2 teams? It's going to be very hard for them to get 2 teams in. I could see it if Indiana State loses in a close game to Drake, possibly. Who is one of the top head? Who is the top of your head? Is your first team all freshman All-American? For basketball, I don't know, man. There are really very few good freshmen this year. What do you think of Arch opting out of NCAA 25? Very strange situation. That kid's a buffoon. That's weird. What a wacko. Favorite sport? That's a really hard one, man. That's a really hard one for me. I used to, maybe college football. I don't know. College football is good, but it's just it's gone downhill so badly recently. It's hard. Who do you think has the best chance to be the icon? It would be Robbie Avila, I believe, from Indiana State. The college Jokic, as they call him. Stop talking about the A's stadium. They're getting a new one. They're probably getting a new one in Vegas, not in Oakland. Will Edey succeed in the NBA? I mean, he might average like 10 and 10. He's a big man. There's going to be limited impact, He's a slow big man. Do you think college football bracket should expand to 14 teams? I'm fine with them expanding it. They can go to 14 or 16. They need to keep expanding it, honestly, to at least 16. Otherwise, it's not a big deal. People just freak out. Oh my God. But what's the difference between 14, 12? They're very similar. Yeah, they're about to expand to 16. CBI is a joke. I actually like the CBI. I want to say like some CBI bracketology here or something. I like the CBI. Oh, not the CNI. CBI bracketology. Oh, this is where LaSalle is. So there's only 16 teams that make it. New Mexico State, Youngstown State's a powerhouse. Drexel. I'm going to have to fill out my tournament for this conference. This is a good conference. Or excuse me, that's a good tournament. NIT. Oh, Ohio State's got to be a 1 seed in this. They're not even a 1 seed in this. What the hell? They're a 3 seed? Pittsburgh's a 1 seed? That's good for Pittsburgh. They get to be a 1 seed against 2. Where are the 8 seeds? NIT Bracketology. St. John's versus Syracuse. Samuel, thank you. You should do a team rating prediction for every Power 5 team. Yeah, like simulate their season, you're saying? Maybe that would be something people would like. I don't know. I am watching Missouri Valley. I was thinking of just simulating the entire season. And maybe I would manipulate certain things to make sure teams won, but I would act like, it was just random. I'm watching Missouri Valley tournament right now. Evansville and Drake. Yeah, Drake's going to win that game. Teams are the biggest disappointment in basketball. Probably biggest disappointment in basketball. Probably Indiana. They got that Ware the center. They got that big center, and I thought from Oregon, I thought they were going to do well. Thoughts on March Madness expanding to 1,000 teams? That would be awesome, man. 5 and 6 seeds are going to be so weak. I agree. That's a good observation. I like college football atmosphere and fans. Yeah, I mean, I do like college football over the NFL. Lil Beastie, what's up, man? College football because the Bulls have ruined it. Finally 12. Yeah, the Bulls were horrible. The Bulls were a train wreck there. Do you think Jaden Daniels can go second overall? I do, but I think they're going to circle back to May and probably take May. Do you think the A's stadium rendering will fit on a 9-acre lot? Yeah, I mean, but if you look at the design of it, it's a circle design, so that makes sense for it to fit. But dude, imagine like if they're just like, we realized the renderings that we released. We realize now after the fact that it's actually they need 11 acres, and they're just like, oh, we can't do it. Like, that would be such a thing that they would do. They would just be like, oh, we miscalculated it a little bit. Seems like the best NBA players are from Kentucky or Duke. Well, yeah, I mean, look at recruiting. Go with a 41-team tournament in college football. Why 41? That's an interesting number. Yeah, it is the NIT. There's an NIT and there's a CBI. The CBI is the worst version of the NIT. And then I think there's another one under it. Early pick to win the Natty for college football in 2025. I think it's Ohio State's time. Seen a ranking for college dodgeball. When are there actual arenas? I'm guessing there's no fans. There's no seating. Taking the NIT Final Four out of MSG was, yeah, that ruins the atmosphere. Do you ever bet on player props? No, I don't do any of that type of stuff, man. What would I do with the... you have to draft. You have to draft whichever quarterback, trade Fields, and then with the 9th pick, just go positional value. Is there any player that I think will be a bust in the NFL? Like a consensus top 10 player? Maybe one of the offensive tackles, I don't know. I'd have to see a list of the top 10. Because I don't really think Caleb Williams will be a bust. I don't think Jane Daniels will. I don't really think Drake May will. I think Michael Penix will not be good in the NFL. A guard on Central Michigan has 21 rebounds. A point guard. Wow. That's impressive. I don't think MLB will expand anymore. The demand for the game is terrible. Well, it depends. the demand where. I agree. I think there should be relocation right now, not expansion. In Dune 2 movie, there's a line where they say that Ginger is sad. That's a weird coincidence. What one seed would you pick to lose earliest if you had to choose? Which one seed would I pick to lose? Yeah, I would probably have to go with. If you look at all the, I mean, my mouse is so fucking HP mouse. I would say Purdue lose in the Sweet 16. Final Four picks. I mean, I don't really have Final Four picks right now, man. I would say Tennessee, Arizona, UConn, and then probably like a 4 or a 5 seed because you need one of those, like an Illinois. Increased playoff hurting MLB. Well, it has watered it down a bit. Bears get Williams. I don't think they're going to get Neighbors. I'm guessing Neighbors will definitely go inside the top 7. Jamal Sheed, really good college player. Your typical great college player. But Houston had a player very similar last year. I think he's in the G League right now. Purdue may lose to a 16. Yeah, if they face Stenson, they would. J.J. McCarthy to Denver. Well, I mean, I don't think anything's a lock right now, but who's this year's FAU? Probably South Florida. VCU versus Dayton. Dude, Dayton is falling apart. Yes, Marcus Sasser. You're right. I'm guessing he's in the G League. McCarthy to Denver is likely terrible fit for him. Yeah, I'm not high on McCarthy. I really don't see. Dude, McCarthy's like one of those where it's like, it just looks like a slow moving like car crash. Like, what did he really do in college to warrant this other than like, oh, he throws a good ball? I don't know, man. Great stream, bro. Really fixed your depression. Yeah, I did stream for 2 hours here. I was only gonna stream for like an hour and a half, but it kind of dragged on with that fucking candy list. If you look up River, I have seen the flood. Yes, pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy that there was a massive flood on an MLB stadium, but there's not a lot of documentation of it. Like, imagine if an MLB stadium flooded nowadays. Imagine if like Oracle Park flooded because it's right next to the water. I don't really know if that's possible though. Even if there was a massive rainstorm, it would have to be like a freaking tsunami. A tsunami hits Oracle Park, and it just comes over the wall. McCarthy could be good if he sits behind a veteran. They said McCarthy is another Kenny Pickett. I think McCarthy has a lot more arm talent than Kenny Pickett. I will say that. Duke or North Carolina? I like Duke over North Carolina this tournament, personally. They're very similar teams. They're led by, multi-year starters. They really don't have NBA prospects. Biggest upsets in March. I'm not. What are you asking? Like, who do I think is going to be a big upset? Or like a video on the biggest upsets? Stop posting. Yeah, we're getting to the end of the night. Is Purdy a top 8 quarterback? I mean, I don't really, have a memorized list. I mean, I guess maybe like 8 or 9. Can I hold up 3 fingers? What do you want me to do? The white power symbol? Video on the biggest upsets. I think I did do a video on that, didn't I? Dayton in overtime now. Well, Dayton is not looking good. Thoughts on Biden's State of the Union? Awful rant. Well, dude, you have to understand, Biden always comes off nasty. Like those State of the Unions, all right, it's literally just the president trying to have a propaganda thing for an uninterrupted hour and a half. I get it. But he just comes off as very ignorant. I would say just very schmucky. Just a nasty, nasty attitude. Every year with Biden in the State of the Union, it's the same thing. And then you could tell his meds were wearing off at the end. He started mispronouncing stuff. Yeah, the Lincoln Riley thing, that was... But I mean, dude, the State of the Union, those addresses are not going to change. Like, even if he had a great State of the Union, a horrible State of the Union, it's not going to change an overall sentiment, Liberals will defend it. Conservatives will hate on him. It's just, it's not like the State of the Union is going to change his approval rating one way or another. UMBC versus Virginia, 1v16 was mad. Yeah, they won by 20. You think Kansas or Baylor, which one will go further? Wow. I mean, I think they're probably both out around the Sweet 16. Dayton is on upset alert. Yeah, but is it really that surprising? It seems like Dayton's been on upset alert for the last month. If I had to pick a 15 seed, in these brackets, a 15 seed, I would probably pick Sam Houston to win. If Dayton loses, do they get in? If they lose out, they probably are a first 4 team. They're probably a first 4 team. All right, guys, that is going to do it for this live stream. I don't know. I think with the live streams, what I'll do is, maybe what I'll do, because the Thursday, Friday, that's the best time to stream for sure. Thursday, Friday, because there's 4 games going on at once. After that, it gets less. But I think probably Thursday, Friday, I might go live at 7 o'clock at night, because how they do the games, there's the early window games, and then the late window games start at 7. So there's like a game that'll start at 7, then 7:20, then 7:40, then 7:55. So I might decide to go live when there's 4 games on in the night window on Thursday of the first round. And also I might decide to go live maybe like sometime during the week after the bracket's been revealed. But I'll definitely do my bracket video, because that's going to be the big video, right? When I do my video, because I got a lot of views last year. That'll be coming out. Trust me that unless something happens, that'll be coming out the night, because the bracket gets revealed at like 6 o'clock. It'll be up by like 7:30 or 8, whatever. It'll be an instant. Trust me, it'll be instant. I'll record it and get it up. It'll probably only take me like 30 minutes to film it. There's no editing just because it's a straight through thing. But that'll be that. Will you make an ESPN bracket challenge? Yeah. I mean, we did do one of those for football. I think I came in like 5th out of like 50 or something. But yeah, I'll make a bracket challenge for us, and we can all compare our brackets and things like that. Selection Sunday show live stream, possibly, but I would have to immediately end it when the selection show ended, because I'd have to film my video. But it is possible. I could do that. Yeah. I mean, that is something that's good to react to, because it's not like you have to. It's not like I have to. A game is going on and people want to watch it. It's just reacting to ranking, to where teams are seated. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. You can go join my Reddit. My Reddit is I can't really find, if you can find a link for my Reddit, I'm sure, in one of my videos. There's links all over the place. Sleeper Final Four team. Sleeper Final Four team, probably Illinois. I think nobody's talking about Illinois.